do a video today to show you how to fit this teak floor kit. Now this one actually slides, we'll show you, but so rather than have to reach into the boot, you can slide it out. And it's got this sort of teak wood. Now these were actually done by Land Rover, and I think the idea is it looks like the deck of a yacht. So but it is hard wearing, it is a natural material, it does add a new level of luxury. So we're going to show you how to fit this sliding thing and show you how it works. Okay, so Ian's put me in the back of the car because I've got to undo. So it actually mounts to these mounting points here. We've loosened these already. So these are your tie down straps, so they must bolt down into something half structural, you would think, you'd hope. And that's where the kit, and it's actually going to replace this carpet floor. So we're going to take the whole carpet floor out. We've got 4 of those. Now I don't think we don't need to reuse those bolts, do we, Ian?
I don't think so. I think we get new ones with the kit.
So there's those. Right, and so do you want to actually, while I'm undoing these last two, do you want to show them those new clips you get, those sliding clips in the rails?
So yeah, you get these. If we just take one out, you get a little block. It slots in at the front, and you can slide it, position it where you want. You can get various different accessories that dock into these, and they give you the tie down point again, and you can.
So we all have a look and see what genuine bits you can get. Did you have is there any?
And you can position it where you like. You got 4 of those, so you don't lose any tie down points in the back there.
Put your lashing down. Oh, getting too old for this.
Are we all in?
Yeah. So there's those 4. Right.
And we've got to remove the centre section completely, I think.
And that's it. There you go.
So just lift up the front and pull it out.
There's no clips around. Oh, there's a tie there. What have I got stuck on?
You're free.
So there's, yeah, there doesn't appear to be any clips at the back. Right, and then we've got to remove these side bits, right? So how do these fit in? We reverted to the instructions, which come with the kit, but a little strange, but they are actually helpful on this occasion. Now, this kit we've got should come. We haven't, for some reason, got the full kit, but we will get the full kit. And these 2 sections here, because these are separate, these 2 sections here should also come as replacement bits in teak. Which is, it's probably a little bit overkill, because once you slide it out, you cover over these. They're only there the minute you open the boot, aren't they?
Yeah.
But so there's the 3 bolts out for that. Kill my phone. Right. There you go. So that comes out as one assembly there. Okay. So we'll dispense with that. Right. Now can we?
And we just lift that side off. So at this point, we want to be. It just lifts out. If you just, I think you just kind of lift that edge and pull it and push it a bit.
Oh, he's not. He's fighting me, eh?
My one just popped straight out. I've just got the knack for it.
You just skill. What can I say? Okay, this side, unfortunately, is not as easy to get out. You can't just get it out. So what you've got to do is actually take this whole.
If you pull from the back corner of the boot there,
yeah,
just pull towards you. It should just be on poppers. It will disturb this trim as well, and you'll probably want to take that bit off. It will disturb it, but it will get it out.
We got a little power socket on the back there.
Just got to unplug
Can't get that wrong.
Oh, and then the whole lot should just lift out.
Lift out like so.
And then that one docks in the bottom there, so you should just be able to pull it straight off the bottom.
Right. So yeah. So you got the. So yeah, you just lift that up. There we go. That's that one. Now presumably then we've got to put that one, or does that new design's a bit different. If I hold that one and get the other one that's replacing it.
So that one will dock in, but I think we're just as easy just to.
You think we can put that one in and then drop that panel on top? Yeah, bolt. But this has got to go in.
I think we want to hook it back together to start with, don't we? Let's try hooking it back together and then putting it back in.
Putting it back in.
Just do the reverse.
Like so.
And then slide it back. You want to slide it
yeah.
to engage it in those slots, you see.
Okay, I got it. Let me get it level in. is there where's some slots? There you go, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've just popped it in, slid it back, and now if you flip it over, try and keep it as, treat it as one piece now.
Plug the electrical connector back in.
It just goes on a series of poppers.
Mind
You
that
just
one.
got to watch this boot trim here.
Right, so how do I know poppers are lined up? Yeah, I got it.
If you start on that one,
yeah.
and then this piece should just,
That's it.
it's just back in. There's two little hooks on the back. They go into, if you can see it on there, into these little half rounds. That's there, and then just reseal your
Pop that trim back on there.
trim down, and that's the first one.
We'll get that in later.
First one in place, and you should find that the large hole here lines up with where we took that original tie down point out from. You should be able to see the thread underneath there.
Slide it. There you go.
Right. And then we're going to do the other side. While you're in there, I think. I'll trade you that one for that one. So that one should just line up and hook in.
If I line that hole up with that hole, roughly, we should be in the right place. That seems to want to go there. Yeah. There we go.
Looking good. Is that back edge in?
The back edge. Looks alright.
Pushed in.
Yeah.
Then I think it's a case of lifting the boot flooring.
Okay.
Just
What's
off
this
of
bit
that.
at the back doing?
So this should all cantilever up like that. So while we're out in the light, actually, it's probably worth noting, if we pull,
What are we doing?
just pull it out a little bit. So there's these flaps here at the side, and there's a pin that runs all the way through, and it should sit into that little groove at the back there, but they leave it free on each end so that you can get to the bolt hole. So you just push the corner of it back, and you can get to that bolt hole down there, and that's going to go into our original tie down. So you got that on each side.
It doesn't look like I've got that
at
right
the back.
on the carpet. Reach the back in that. You see the? We want to be under or over the carpet here, because on one side it looks.
Yeah, it looks like over.
Yeah,
it should be over.
Yeah, I think that.
It just sits in there. Need a hand lift. A little bit more. I think that's nearly there.
Well, this all lines up with the corner there. We've got some extra bolt there. So I guess it's got to sit down. I think we have to remove, there you go, that rubber trim catches on that rubber trim.
But we're going to need to put this piece back in before we get too far.
Yeah. Obviously if you put in the teakwood one, you'd be putting that back in now. Okay, so we've propped this up. We've put a bit of the packing that came with it on top of the spare wheel, because what we've got to do is we've got to put these 3 bolts back in. Now if you put in the teak one back in, then you'll have to do this at the same time. But there you go.
But especially if you're doing the teak one, you probably want to get this put in the boot first. You don't want to be sliding that across to your fresh teak piece. So you're probably best getting it in and then propping it up so you can get these bolts in. I think that's a little bit backwards, but it does seem a better way to stop you scratching everything.
It's quite a weight, that is.
It is. It's a 2-man job to get it in there, to be fair. You don't really want to be attempting on your own.
Help, like those little rails we've put in.
Doesn't sound very nice, but it does slide on them.
Right, there you go. So we tightened that up, and then we realised that these aluminium feet were resting on top of this corner here. So what we had to do is you had to jump in the back of the car. We pulled the whole assembly back, then we slid it in, and it then comes in underneath this bit of carpet. Now again, the teak wood bit might be cut out differently, but that was no problem. We just slid it back in underneath, and that's all ready to go. So
now we just need to bolt it down.
Now we need to bolt it down. So it's just 4 bolts to fix now, and we're done. Now at this point, I think we need to demonstrate. So you've got this aluminium handle here, but you've got a button here, and when you press this button, that activates the sliding. And once you've slid it off a bit, you can then start to lift this up. Now why can't I? So what you might have noticed there is when we went to lift it, it would get so far, then it was fighting me. And we worked out what the problem is, and there's quite a good point to notice. If you look here, at the back, there's supposed to be a pin, and I can probably get it from this side. Oh, if you hold the torch in, you hold the phone. That's it. Yeah, you want to be. In this back here, there's a pin. And it goes all the way along here, and it forms the end. Ian was pointing it out earlier. And if the pin is half over this pivot point, it's going to stop you lifting it up. If it crosses this joint, when you look through that joint, you're in trouble. Now it could be at that end or this end. Our problem is the pin had slipped slightly this way, and so it was stopping this. So we just put a screwdriver in this end and just pushed it along here so that it's not cutting across that. So there's a little trick that we've noticed, because yeah, if you think it's not going up, that's the problem. Right. Okay, we need to get the bolts in here. So do you want to grab the camera again here? So what do we need? So now we can start to see some of the way this operates. So if you press the button, okay, you can then, in fact you don't need to press the button to lift it, I don't think. Right, you can lift it up, and there's a nice stay. Now, look at that joint, Ian, where they've put like a rose joint there at the bottom there. So you've got a nice, and it's stainless steel by the looks of it, stay.
It goes in the
little
little key slot cut out there, and it keeps your boot up. So that's what you'd use if you're getting a spare wheel out or anything like that.
What we've got to do here is the screw we need to put in is underneath this nice little aluminium end cap, and I believe, I haven't had it off yet, but I believe this little bolt here, there you go, you can see it moving now. So now this should be, so that's a solid aluminium or cast aluminium nugget there, and that reveals the bolt hole. Now we just got to get that lined up, and we should be able to find the threaded hole in there. I can't see it.
So we've got to do that both sides, and then there's a little curtain on the back that we got to pull back to get to the bolt hole. We'll show how to do that,
but let's get this lined up, and then we'll come back and do this first one, and then we'll jump onto the back. So in the kit you get 2 long bolts and 2 shorter bolts. Now it looks like at this rear edge, in the rear corner where we're working here, you need the longer bolts on each side. Now what I did find, the aluminium plate underneath had moved slightly, so I had to lift up this flap here and push the under aluminium plate back, so that when you look through the hole here, you won't be able to see on the camera, but you can see through into the threaded bolt in the boot floor. Now Ian's just trying to line that up. You reckon you got it?
I think the trouble is you're trying to line up.
Yeah, 3 layers.
And you can't really move the aluminium.
Oh, that looks good.
But yeah, that's tight now.
Yeah.
And we want the
long one.
You reckon you're in line maybe?
Yeah, okay, if I come around this side. A little bit of jiggle.
We are quite.
Not quite.
I think your aluminium needs to go back a little bit.
It seems to slide okay. So there's a little bit of jiggling required there just to get the different layers lined up with the hole. But it all seems to, when you get it right, it's all lined up okay. Right, so then we'll get on and have a look at we'll put the end caps back on. So we've got the little aluminium end caps here to put back on. Now we've got those bolts in and tight. Cover that up. So I'll get on and do that. Let Ian finish his.
There we go, that's that
Oh,
side
you
in.
got that one in, well done.
Yeah.
Put the aluminium cap on and then we'll go and have a work out what to do with the back corner up here. Okay, so that's all that done. Those bolts are tight, these end caps put on. We can now release the stay. It's got a little plastic clip, clips it in there. Lowers that down. Now we've got to go and fit our two shorter bolts in the inside. Now this might be tricky. Ian's grabbing the light. Right, who's working from where on this one, Ian? You want me to grab a light and you jump in the boot? Let's have a look.
Yeah.
So we've got to find the bolt hole in amongst.
So it should be this back
corner there, yes. So he's nearly lined up. That aluminium, I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Just give us that screwdriver. You got that screwdriver? We can just. Might be worth just trying to. Hey, can you all see that there? Oh, that's it. He seems to be moving.
Oh, bad camera work.
Dodgy camera. Right, yeah, you need to. He's going to need a
Two
bit more.
jobs.
I think you'll be lucky to get that.
I don't think it's ideal being sat on it
No, I think you might
at
have
the
to.
same time, but yeah, that's the flap.
But that's
to,
so we'll get those to him. But there's going to be some fiddling, and it ain't going to make good videoing. But basically, we're going to have to just fiddle that aluminium bit.
yeah,
And as Ian says,
it's
when
these two shorter of the four black ones. Two of those, one in each side, straight down through, and you should just get it all lined up, and it should just screw in, and then
Right.
that should be us down.
Let's have a look, and then we'll do a demo. So there we have it. We've managed to install it. We've tightened the bolts up. So at the back there, you see as you go in and out, so it latches when you come forward. How do you unlatch? Oh yeah. So I'll demonstrate it. So you've got that sort of concertina effect at the bellows at the back, which stops stuff getting down there. It slides into place, and you can obviously close your tailgate like so. And then if you open it, what you can do is you
Hold the button, give it a little, hold the button,
yeah.
give it a little push,
Yeah.
and it releases it.
It releases it.
And then you just slide it out towards you
Slide it out.
till it latches, which should be
And then,
in line with the end of your tailgate. That's as far as it will
and
come.
then if you pull it again, oh, it goes back. And if you wanna open it to get you can then open it and put your stay up, and that should be latched back into position there. So there we go. That's the teak floor slide out upgrade done. There is a standard teak floor that doesn't slide. So there's two options.
So yeah, this sliding one obviously sits a little bit higher. You lose a tiny bit of boot space, but that allows it to slide all the way out to you. So if you've got anything on there, you can bring it out to you.
Rather than having to sort of
rather than reach in and get it.
unglamorously lean into your boot. There we go. Great upgrade. Good luck with that.